Yo, it's daytime.
It is odd.
Right? Fucking seeing you in the daylight hours is very weird.
For sure.
What up, yo? Today I am Haley.
And I'm Jonny.
And this is Jonny.
Haleigh. All right, Jonny.
See, you gotta start with you. You're the one. You're first in the title, so we gotta start it with you.
We'll edit it. Okay, here.
No, we'll keep that shit in there because it's funny. Let's try this again. I'm Haley.
And I'm Jonny.
And this is Jonny
Haleigh.
Day of
Fun.
Fuck yeah.
Okay.
And today, so I actually wanted to start because we haven't done it in a minute. Jonny Manhor, check in. What's going on in the world?
Not a whole lot. I actually
besides the two potential wife and or girlfriends who want to be banged in front of their dudes or however.
Oh well, yeah. Those are always interesting. It hasn't been a whole lot. There hasn't been a whole lot going on as of late. I've been getting texts from like old relationships and stuff, so that's kind of weird. But like not like good texts, you know what I mean? Like,
the holidays are coming up and people are getting lonely, so they're calling in an old favorite.
I guess, but it's like we don't even like each other as people, so it's like it's kind of weird.
I think it is probably partially the holidays, so maybe get ready to just cash in on lonely Christmas time.
That's true. But like, yeah, one of them that I started like, or that hit me up again. It's like we're just there to do the deed kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't really like you don't care how I'm doing, and I don't. You know,
you don't care how I'm doing. Why do you bother to ask?
It's like small talk.
Your dick's still healthy. That's kind of all they're looking for.
Kinda. I mean, that's the only thing that really matters in this thing. But it's like. Yeah, it's like if you ask me how I'm doing, how's life, it's like, wait, you don't care.
You're not asking because you want to know.
Yeah, you don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But no, not a lot's been happening. I've been fairly busy, so not a lot of time.
You've had the job switch over, so a little bit, preoccupied.
I mean, I'm still on Tinder and stuff like that, so I still talk to people, but I haven't met anyone in like a couple weeks or 2-3 weeks, maybe.
Well, I haven't met anyone in like 2-3 years, so don't feel so bad.
Well, I mean, it's just meeting people isn't necessarily a fun story, but
But you're out there and you're giving it a go, and good for you. That's what I say.
Yeah, somewhat, pretty much. But it's like, yeah, a lot of the old relationships.
Well, I think that this could sort of segue into some alternatives to 9 to 5. Have you considered? Maybe like you could be like an escort service of your own. Yeah, why not?
well, yeah. I guess yeah. But I mean, any gigolo service, even as a guy, it's not gonna be it's not gonna be a blast. You're not gonna.
No, like I kind of think it, OnlyFans as an alternative to 9 to 5. I think OnlyFans is a better way to go because you don't have to like actually meet people locally.
Yeah,
and, who knows what kind of situation you might be walking into.
Well, that's the thing too. It's like I know it's if you would end up doing that, I know it's going to be just these old lonely ladies. You know what I mean? The thing.
Well, and that's fine, but again, you never know if there's like the ex-husband, ex-boyfriend, whatever situation like you've run into before that you never know that when there's never know when danger mouse anytime. You don't know. And them older generations are better at the sneaky poisoning and shit like that. So you gotta watch out, yo.
That's true. She will have a purse full of Werther's originals though, so that's a plus.
You love those. It's true. So there you go. Right. It's always good to find the silver lining. I like it.
Well, like one of my buddies, I had a friend that lived in Fargo, and one of the guys he worked with, he was like super into like old ladies. Like He was
Like
probably
that
like
was just his thing.
that was his thing. Like he was like probably 20. I would say he was 24 to maybe 30 in that range.
So, okay.
And he would date chicks that were like in their 60s.
Okay.
And like love every fucking minute of, you know what I mean? He was just,
I mean, you know what? Fucking
that
shit.
was
Good,
his world.
good for those bitches in their 60s getting a 20-something who's in love with their shit. Like, good for
Like
them.
this, but I'm just thinking, it's like, how do you relate to somebody how do you relate to somebody that has nothing in common with you?
Well, like, what do you, I mean, geez, it only takes, I feel like people only have to be like 5 years younger than me for me to have movie references that they have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh, well, yeah.
Like,
I mean,
so if you're looking at a gap of 40 years, like, what do you talk about?
pretty much. Well, like as far as movie references with me, like with the younger crowd or something like that, they know a lot of movie references, but there's a lot of deep dives that I lay on them that they have no fucking idea.
Did I tell you the story about when I went to get my hair cut and like I told the girl I went to just like, fucking Great Clips or something. I just wanted to get my hair cut real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl, and I never know how much younger someone is than me. I'm not good at gauging somebody's age.
Me neither.
But I said, if I told you I was looking for Keanu Reeves circa Point Break, would that mean anything to you? And she was like, no, I don't think so. And I looked it up because I was trying to find a picture. And I was like, oh, 1991. Okay, maybe that's a little bit earlier than I realized. And she's like, oh, that's way before I was born.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking, what do you mean way before you were born?
Yeah.
I'm that old? Fuck you.
Pretty much. It's like there's I work with some younger ladies and they're I was talking about movies and stuff like that, and I think one of them's 25 and I think one of them is like 31 or something like that. But
well,
it's like
31's pretty close.
Yeah, but they didn't get a lot of movie references and stuff like that.
They're like you were dropping some stuff and they were not picking it up at all.
Kinda like I was talking about Sling Blade. They had no idea what I was talking about.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying though. Like there's some great classics. Like if I made a Shawshank Redemption like movie reference and someone didn't catch it, I'd be so sad.
No. Do you know what the best part about throwing out Sling Blade as a movie reference is if they don't know what it is, then you get to explain to them that it's Billy Bob Thornton as a retard. So
I do love Billy Bob Thornton so much. He's the best. I loved him in so I know Aisha and I were just talking about this. I know it's not a Christmas movie technically, but it takes place around Christmas. So like one of my
Santa?
No, I love Bad Santa, but like I love fucking Ice Harvest with Billy Bob Thornton and John Cusack and Oliver Platt. You know that movie?
I saw it a long time
ago. Oh my God, you got to rewatch it as like Christmas time comes and I want to watch Scrooge with Bill Murray and I want to watch The Ice Harvest. Like those are my fucking movies right there.
Yeah. I was going to say before I forget, I was going to talk about speaking about tragic deaths. Aaron Carter died.
Wait, what? From the Backstreet Boys?
Aaron Carter? No. Aaron Carter from.
No. Aaron Carter was the younger brother.
Yeah, he was the younger brother
of one of the Backstreet Boys.
Either the Backstreet Boys or like 98 Degrees or something like that. One of those.
I'm pretty sure it's the Backstreet Boys. He was. Because Nick Carter was the blonde guy.
Yeah. Yep.
His younger brother died of what?
Aaron Carter. Apparently, he drowned in his bathtub.
But is this a suicide or an overdose situation?
I'm pretty sure he was on drugs. Like he was on drugs. Okay. But there's a young lady that I work with that I've been fucking with, like sending her pictures and stuff of like stuff. And I found one today, but I don't have the heart to send it to her. But it's a picture of Aaron Carter just fucking high as balls, and it says "Splish Splash." I was taking a bath.
Oh no, that's awful! Oh my God!
I told my
I did not even know this. I have not even heard this news.
I told my brother and my friend Chris, I was like, don't you guys think it's kind of weird that Aaron Carter drowned in his bathtub the same week they released the Avatar water trailer?
Oh no, sad.
See,
That's
like,
unfortunate. Yeah, see,
I'm not the person to tell like celebrity deaths too, because that's where my mind goes.
I mean, listen, death is coming for all of us, so you may as well learn to laugh about it because get over it, humans. We're all gonna die.
Yeah, pretty. But yeah, I thought I'd throw that out there. That was kind of weird.
I hadn't heard that.
Drowned in his bathtub.
Yeah. I mean,
but I was telling her too.
Listen,
I was like,
here's the thing. That must be a nice big bathtub, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because even me sitting in my own bathtub, I don't think I could fall down far enough to drown myself.
That's what I told the girl.
5 foot nothing.
Yeah, that's what I told the girl I work with. I was like, well, it was probably a pretty big ass bathtub.
It had to be.
It's probably pretty impressive.
So at least he died in a nice bathtub,
Yeah.
You know what? That really does just go to show, though. It doesn't really matter if you have the fame, if you have the fortune, if you have all the shit, doesn't necessarily make you happy.
Well, yeah. Well, I think heroin made him happy, but it was also
I was gonna say,
why he drowned in his bathtub.
That's one of those things that makes you happy that'll definitely fucking kill you. Like, yeah, watch out for that shit.
He must have been looking at a kaleidoscope and then wondering why his lungs were hurting at the moment.
Oh God. I mean, listen. Side note. While we're having this conversation, please send all of your hate. Please send all of your hate mail to Jonny Haleigh DOF@gmail.com.
For sure.
Because I'm sure people will get upset, but you know what? We'll just, what's going to happen if you get upset and email us is we're just going to talk about you and laugh about it on the podcast.
And I was happy to see that Shaq finally beat Aaron Carter.
I forgot about that.
Gonna say he's 3 days older than him. So he survived 3 more days. He beat him. Aaron Carter beat him to the grave. That's about it.
Yeah. What else we got?
Well, I mean, we got alternatives to 9 to 5. We did.
There's the OnlyFans is a great option. It seems like. What do you got? What's another bright, brilliant idea that you have?
Well, I mean, right when somebody says that they want to, my mind goes to the oldest profession on earth, and that's prostitution. You know what I mean?
But I'm saying though, I'd rather do OnlyFans because you don't know who's gonna be the next serial killer. Like if that's who they go for is the sex workers.
Yeah, for sure.
That's who gets got.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of stuff as of right now. I'm just kind of thinking of alternatives, but it's that's pretty much the oldest alternative ever.
That is the one that is there's always gonna be a market.
Oh, for sure.
You're always gonna have customers. Mm-hmm. There is that.
Those are my favorite Cops episodes when they set up the stings.
Find a sex worker.
I fucking love it.
Oh my God.
Because they put out first of all, these women, the cops they put out there too, they make them look like junkies. They say, "How do I look?" And then they look like shit. They look like
these are cops that are pretending to be sex workers.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But it's just I love it when they're getting this thing ready and everything, and then they're all mic'd up.
I also kind of feel like whoever's getting picked up by a cop who's impersonating a sex worker is probably not someone who frequently does that. Because I feel like you would notice, if that's something you did on the regular, you'd probably pick up on somebody that's a narc or something. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well, to be honest, they probably do it. But just probably at a different spot, because if they're ballsy enough just to pull over and talk to somebody and ask them if they want to have sex.
I mean, that's what I'm saying though. I don't know. I feel like,
do you
know an idea that I had?
What's that?
That I thought would be pretty brilliant. We could start this. This could be a business we could do. So,
all right, let's hear it.
You know how wedding videographers are photographers for weddings and graduation photos or event stuff or whatever. They have a website where you can go and log in with your stuff and pick out your pictures and pick out your videos or whatever. And that's their service. Okay. You have a service like that, essentially. Sorry if you can hear dogs barking. My dogs are loud but cute. So you have a service like that, but it's it's amateur porn. So you essentially run a brothel, but you video every encounter. And then
Okay.
that's part of the deal is like, here's your code and your username and whatever. And you can go sign in and get a copy of your thing. And it's not a brothel. It's not sex work. It's not technically illegal. You are helping amateur filmmakers, and amateur porn is not
Yeah.
illegal. So,
Yeah.
you could totally make money on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's an idea. So there's an idea. I have no
Yeah.
idea how you start that. You'd have to get a lot of video equipment.
Yeah, probably. Well, I don't know. There's always been like the internet made it like super weird. You know what I mean? Because like with
What
like,
made what
with,
weird?
with just like sex work. You know what I mean? That's what I'm like as far as like because like remember when there was like all those Craigslist like
oh shit yeah we used to look those up just to read them just for fun. Like
yeah. I used to work with a chick that worked the front desk at Sam's Club.
Yeah.
I don't know how known she is, but we've known she's been a prostitute for a long time. And like she still is technically like I haven't like
here's what I'll say though. Fucking pay your employees more than Walmart if you don't want them to all be sex workers. Don't maybe fucking pay them a living goddamn wage.
Well, it was a pimp situation too, so you know what I mean. I think she had like a pimp.
No, don't go with the pimps, yo. Come on.
But it's like you
can use the internet for that now.
Well, she was using the internet, but she still had a pimp. But
it makes me think of this. Do you remember the movie Night Shift? God, that was who's Michael Keaton. And is it? I think it's Michael.
Shift. Is that
Michael Keaton and fucking Henry Winkler, and they run a morgue, and they become pimps out of the morgue. They are like night shift, whatever people in a morgue, and they were pimping like ladies out of the morgue. And their whole deal was that most pimps take too much money from you and they're mean to you and whatever. We want like they were taking like a low percentage and using the morgue. So it was like safe or whatever. So it's like that was their gimmick, was that they didn't take as much money from them as the average pimp.
There was a chick that lived like, we found this out like kind of after she moved. Or like I found this out after she moved because I had no idea. I didn't know her that well. But one of my cousin's old friends, I guess, she would whore herself out for meth. Like some chick that I knew.
That's not even sex work. That's just a drug addiction, man.
Well, I mean, I think that's kind of how sex work starts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, probably.
Don't want to go to a 9 to 5 anymore, and I still
man, it's rough out there, yo. Fucking shit.
But I don't know. As far as like a 9 to 5, there's lots of alternatives to a 9 to 5. I don't know. There's, like I said, with the internet now, there's tons. Like you could
there's
kids
so much
professional gamers now. Doing shit like that.
I'd have to be good at gaming first.
Well, I'm just saying like that. Like I'm for anybody.
That's true though, because they have like Twitch. So if you're a gamer person, I don't really understand how it all works, but like you basically just game and people watch you game and. Like they have like YouTube channels.
Yeah, you basically become like a networkable thing, and then they basically run ads on your shit, and then you get ad. I think it's a lot like YouTube, where you just get ad revenue and stuff like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I mean,
and that's cool. Go for it, yo! If you can make the monies doing that and having fun playing video games, shit. Fuck rock and roll. Yeah,
well, I mean. A lot of people are chasing it because like one of the first guys to do it is a billionaire now. You know what I mean? Like
that's amazing though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Shit, fuck man.
He's kind of a pud that like he entertains like 11-year-olds for a living, but he seems like a cool guy like when you talk to him like on your level, but like he just entertains fucking kids all day.
See, that's the thing I think sometimes when I look at, because there's even some like TikTok accounts or YouTubers or whatever that I follow that they're funny stuff, but it's like you can tell their audience is younger kids because they have to stay kind of clean to a degree and they have to, Like there's just a certain like they're not going to curse, they're not going to there's just stuff that they're not going to do.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like sometimes people sort of like accidentally happen into that like, oh, your audience is kids. And so now, I feel like that would suck. Yeah. Like I would just hate the shit out of that. Like I don't want to.
Well, you have to consider the dude that's like a billionaire now. He's probably, I think he's like maybe 30 years old. So he probably was entertaining like 5 and 6 year old kids, you know, because Twitch came out and like.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Well, you know, so is that going to become? I mean, I guess if you've got
people are going to try.
If you've got a whole bunch of money and you want to quit doing that because you don't like catering to kids anymore, then you know you can just fuck off and live on your money forever. Good for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if you know Marie Sendak, the writer who did the Where the Wild Things Are.
I know Where the Wild Things Are. Yeah.
Okay. So he was on like this was like probably 10 years ago now because that's how old I am and my brain works. But he was on, I think it was like the Colbert Show or something. And he like Colbert asked him like, why did you end up writing kids books? And Marie Sendak said, I wasn't writing kids books. I was writing books and people told me they were for kids. And I just thought to it, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just so fucking depressing to me. Like, that you would be making stuff and people would be like, oh, this is for kids. I'd be like, fuck that shit.
Well, was that movie like a kid's movie? Like, or was it like he said, written as a movie and people just said it's a kid movie?
I don't know, but that's just that. No, like, this is a book. The movie's based on his book, but that's the kind of idea to me that like, because they're like one of the people I follow on YouTube and TikTok is Parker James, and he's funny. Like he does like some animations and stuff. He uses that big mouth Snapchat filter to be like an alternate person.
Okay.
But he's funny, but like I can't help but think to myself, like, I think like he looks like he's got to be in his early 20s. And I just think to myself, man, someday you're going to want to drop an F-bomb and you're just not going to be allowed to because your audience is fucking kids, you know?
Yep. Well, there's Ninja. I'll just say his name, Ninja. It's that's the guy that's like a billionaire now. That's what he did when
the Twitch gamer.
Yeah, that's what he did when he was younger, and I think he turned it into a career by the time he was a fucking pro. I mean, he could have had a career on it probably when he was like 16, 17 years old, but I think he had a career on it like 19. Something like that, and that's all he's done. He's maybe 30 years old, and he's a billionaire. Just off of
insane.
Kids watching him play video games.
I would love to like interview a person like that on the podcast and just be like, "So what's it like? What is your life like? So you didn't go to college, which is like cool. You know, you didn't have to do that, but like, what kind of life is that? That's all you know."
Yeah. Well, I don't know if he went to college or not. I can't remember if he said he did because I watched I listened to a podcast with him on it, and I'm pretty sure I can't remember if he said he went to college or he went to professional gaming right away. Because I think he took like a little bit of a break and went to college, or else he just did it straight through. I can't remember.
But you know what I mean? Like, I would just be so interested to be like, what is that life like then? And you're like a billionaire at early 30s. Like, what are you going to do with the rest of yourself now? Like,
well,
I don't know. I mean, good for them. I'm not shitting on it. Good for fucking you.
Well,
that just fascinates me, like that you're popular, rich celebrity on the internet from the time you're basically a kid.
Yeah. Well, like I think about this all the time, like just being from like in North Dakota and being a musician.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many good musicians in this area, but this area
alternative to 9 to 5 though. Get yourself on the you could have a music OnlyFans. There's musicians on OnlyFans.
Well, that's true. Music. That's true, but I'm just saying, like, as far as like bands that want to play music as a career, it's a dog shit area to think that's going to happen. You know what I mean? There's no one in this fucking area that can make that happen for you.
A tough thing, like, because we've talked about like stand-up comedy and stuff before. That is kind of a difficult thing. Is that you.
Unless you're willing to,
you kind of you kind of have to live, on one of the coasts, basically, or like Chicago, or you have to be in a big city area.
Yeah, like shit,
man. That's tough when you're trying. Good for the people who do it, because That's some
Yeah.
scary shit to me.
When I thought about doing stand-up comedy like at a young age, that's basically what you had to do. I couldn't do
Like,
stand-up here. You know what I
no,
mean?
like there's not enough of a circuit for you to be
Fuck
able
no.
to get enough work.
Yeah. And like
Yeah.
it's hard enough to be a signed band it's hard enough to do that now anyway with the internet because everyone can
Yeah.
just promote themselves and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, I mean,
That's the thing though. Like you
can
do any of it. Like whatever is your creative thing, if it's music or comedy or whatever, you can do any of it. But
you
like
can do it.
you
Yeah.
really have to fucking hustle anymore, you know? Like you
Yeah.
have to fucking be promoting the shit out of
Mhm.
yourself. You got to be
Yeah.
on the internet doing all the things. And I'm not shitting
I mean,
on it. Good for them, but it does
Yeah.
seem like a lot of work.
Yeah. But like we have bands from Fargo that are nationally known bands that go on national tours. But guess what? They still have a 9-to-5 job. They're not fucking, you know what I mean?
Because they don't make enough money doing that.
Exactly. It's not their
Yeah.
job. When they go on a national tour, they're paying for that. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
not,
well, that's the thing. They gotta, they're paying for their travel and all that stuff, and that
you're not fucking, you're not having somebody buy you a fucking bus and all this shit. You're going on whatever
you're
band
not
you can
getting
find.
sponsored by Pepsi.
Uh-uh. But that's just it. That's like, it's whatever van you can afford at the time, and you hope to God it makes it wherever you're going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's it.
But that is an option, you know.
Yep.
That's the thing. You gotta really fucking hustle with the marketing and shit if you want to not have a 9-to-5 on top of doing that stuff.
Mm-hmm. To be honest, there's a lot of like, I don't know, there's a lot of alternatives to a 9-to-5, but there's very few like sure things. You ever think of that? Like, there's some
I mean,
of
but
them.
the thing is, 9-to-5 isn't for sure either. You can get fucking fired, and you can fucking hate doing that too.
True, yeah.
So you know, there are no guarantees in this world.
Yeah, I'm just saying that, like, if you want to make money in something, there's very few guarantees, but there are some guarantees. Like, you know what I mean?
I mean, but you got to think like, God, like there's so many people who are making money doing creative shit online, and there's billions of people on this planet. So there's plenty of customers now that the internet lets you connect to whoever, wherever.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I'm just saying, like, the OnlyFans thing, yes. But, like, if you,
I think
somebody
things like that are maybe easier because, you know, there's a broad market.
But yeah,
you know?
But I'm just saying, like, if any girl nowadays wanted to do porn, it's pretty much a sure thing. You know what I mean?
Then you can just pop on to OnlyFans and you'll get a fan.
Even. No, I'm saying like porn. I'm not saying only. I'm saying like if you want to be in the porn industry.
Porn stars get like, I don't know if porn stars get paid all that well. You have to be pretty big star.
I think it depends. Like, I think I mean, you get paid more than working at Starbucks. You know what I mean?
That's, again, you know, it is kind of that too. Like, which one would which would I rather do? Which one is, you know? Well,
that's how you have to think.
How am I going to have more fun?
But that's another thing. Like, that's another thing. Like, I watch a lot. Like, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and there's a lot of porn stars that are on podcasts nowadays. So it's like a lot of them say, it's like, okay, do I want to go work 2 weeks at Starbucks to make this, or do I want to make this in 5 hours? You know what I mean?
But yeah, I understand that feeling. I do.
Yeah.
So like one of the
so there's ways around it. It's not going to be a great time, but
but some people it might be. So there's this one gal that I follow on the social medias, Nadia White. She's a porn star, and she is also she's also a competitive eater.
Oh, good.
Like, it's so good, it's super fun. So, like, she's a fan of the last podcast on the left, and so like on their YouTube thing that they do, she's done some things where she's dressed up as a serial killer, like she was the Vine Torture BTK killer, and she ate 3 fucking boxes of Special K cereal.
Oh God!
Like, yeah, with I don't know if it was coconut milk or almond milk or something. She was.
Yeah, because you got to be healthy.
Well, yeah, she did. No, it was because she said the milk will make you vomit if you eat that much cereal, and that milk like it like.
Oh yeah.
So she said almond milk is better, but She dressed up as Jeffrey Dahmer and ate like 2 full 10-pound racks of ribs or something, like ate 20 pounds of ribs.
Right.
Yeah. But I've listened to her on a podcast when she talks about like the porn stuff she does, and she does like kind of weird out there porn. She's done stuff with like the hooks that go through your skin or whatever. The people who do that.
Okay.
Like she does weird kind of out there stuff. But she said she likes to do it because she can explore those really weird out there kind of sexual things, but in a safe environment where if something happens, if something goes wrong, they have people there to, they have medical professionals and stuff. And like, so I thought, well, like that is a pretty cool thing too. Like, she really does enjoy what she does. It's not just because I would rather do that in Starbucks, but it is a safe environment when you have like a whole film crew there to like try out these things.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, if this girl wants to make it a career, you know what I mean, kind of thing, instead of like 5 videos and then be done, which is the case for a lot of them. But eventually you're going to be asked, so how do you feel about this or this or this? It's going to go down a creeper rabbit hole.
I know, like, you gotta.
You're gonna walk into a room someday, and there's gonna be an 80-year-old man sitting across from you.
You never know. I mean, but that's the thing that you're kind of
work at Starbucks.
But if you're gonna be, think of it as being a freelancer, they reserve the right to refuse service to anyone.
Well, that is true.
You do have that option to be like, nah, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah. Well, that is true, but like, there was a podcast, there was this producer that said pretty much those videos, he said they'll take them because they're like premium money. You know what I mean? Like the most money you'll make, basically.
Doing like just weird off the wall stuff?
No, like the old, young kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Really?
Like the old dude, because I think it's just, he said it's like,
probably, yeah, there's just a
fluctuate. He said genres fluctuate, and he said it's a really popular genre right now, for some reason.
There's sometimes I can't understand the things that are like whatever is the trend in like, I don't know. But again, that's the thing is like, there's a somewhere someone is interested in whatever you're putting out there. If it's any kind of sex work, there's a lot of horny people on the interwebs. You're going to have a customer base.
But that's what I'm getting at. It's a guarantee. It's up to you, though. You know what I mean? Kind of thing.
Yeah. Because there's going to be somebody that's going to be interested in some fucking form of whatever you're willing to do. Like somebody out there is willing to pay money for that when it comes to sex work. Like that is, you're always going to have a customer base.
Yeah, but that director, he also said that those women that do those scenes are aggressively fucked up on either liquor or drugs. He said like
because they don't want to bang older dudes.
I guess. He said that's a pretty common thing in that line of work, that women get pretty fucking trashed before they do it.
I mean, I understand that too, because like again, if it depending on who you're working with,
Well, yeah. Well, I think that a lot of women do it just so they can do it. I think, you know what I mean. It's like the thought of doing that.
See, but then I think to myself, like, if you have to be smashed to do it, then you're not really all that happy to be there. Like, and that makes me feel kind of icky.
But then it could turn into just another 9 to 5. You hate your job, but you do it anyway.
That's fucking true.
But you know what? Because
how many people have to self-medicate to get through their 9 to 5 jobs? That's 100%
but you know what?
true.
That's just getting $1,000 in an hour. I'm getting fucking maybe $1,000 in 2 weeks.
Yeah, for real. No, that is 100% true. Yeah. So that's a fair point.
So go ice your asshole and take your check.
I mean, shit, yo. I don't have whatever that gene is to be able to do that, but good for whoever can, good for them. I mean, shit, Who am I to say how you make your money? I support it. All sex workers, all y'all out there, high fives to you.
Well, hey, everyone's seen.
Because I get it, man. It's a better, again, cubicle jobs, they eat your soul.
Yeah, they can, for sure. I don't know, like my job, I don't know. I'm not gonna like mention what my job is, but my job for the most part,
I mean,
you don't really have to do a whole lot unless somebody comes in and wants to purchase.
well, but
You know
like
what I mean?
but you're not like you don't have constant always tasks that you always have to keep
No, no,
doing
no.
over and
It's a lot of
over.
walking around.
Yeah, so like you're kind of just hanging out in a particular location all day. It's
Yeah,
basically what you're doing,
pretty much.
So like
Like Saturday,
you're not having
Saturday,
to stock shelves or move heavy shit or
not really.
whatever.
Well, I mean, we have to move stuff, but it's like
But not
for the
that's not
most
what
part
you're
on
doing all day long.
no, no, no. But like for the most part on Saturday, yeah, it's like we just talk to customers, and then me and my coworker just talked about just bullshit about whatever.
So it's that's not so bad. Like
Well, it's not so bad, but I mean, it can get like
boring.
a busy Saturday in the summertime. You're gonna be talking to people all day, like, and we don't take like lunch on Saturdays, so I'm working 8 hours straight without like a break.
That sucks.
It sucks, but it's like you got to be there if somebody walks into the door. You know what I mean? Kind of
Yeah.
thing. But it's up to you. You can take a break, but it's like if you miss out, you miss out, kind of thing. It sucks. But
Yeah. I mean, but that's I don't know.
yeah, it's pretty
There's
doable. Like if you want to go like eat a burrito or something really quick, like that you brought, you can go take 5 minutes and go eat it. You know what I mean? Like I let my coworker do that. Like she had a breakfast
See,
burrito and
here's
she's
my
like,
thing.
"Can I go and take
I
5 minutes and eat my breakfast burrito?" Sure, go do it.
the
Go
the
for it.
non 9 to 5 life I want to have, I want to be
Yeah.
able to take a 2 hour lunch and go fuck off downtown and sit somewhere
Yeah.
and then come home and take a nap if I want to.
I I can take an hour. Like I have an hour lunch. So
No, but
and
you
I
know
don't
what I
live
mean? Like I would prefer to just
I
fuck
get it.
about and do what I want to do all day long.
Yeah.
How do you make that
Me,
life happen? Because that's what I
me
think about with like the guy who's the gamer, right? Like you don't ever have to worry about taking breaks or what you do what you do when you want to do it. And then you
yeah.
don't, and when you want to go to bed, you go to bed.
But like you're saying if you wanted to have another job, it would be a perk to have a 2 hour lunch.
No, I'm saying the self-employed life I want
Oh well,
is
yeah,
is to
for
be
sure.
a lazy fuck that can just go have lunch for 2 hours.
To be honest, though, I think if I had that life, I wouldn't go out and do it. I wouldn't do shit. I would have my groceries delivered to me. I would have like
Yeah, man. Why
I
not?
don't gotta do a fucking thing. I
I love
really
it.
don't. Because if I worked from home, yeah, I don't think I'd leave for days. Like when I was laid off, like in the
Yeah,
wintertime when I had seasonal jobs, I wouldn't leave the house for a week sometimes. I would go buy groceries for one
because
day and then
you don't have
I
to.
chill.
I
Well, it's in the
mean, shit.
wintertime too,
Yeah,
so
that's what I'm saying. But
mhm.
but having the freedom to do that if you choose,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm about. Like that you can
Yeah, I
stay
hear you.
in you can be indoors for an entire like week at a time and nobody gets to bitch about it.
Yeah, for sure. I hear what you're saying.
That's how we should all be able to live in this world. I did have some
Yeah.
other silly shit written down. Uber driver, DoorDash shopper, because like that's not scheduled. You like pick your own hours.
Yeah.
I
If
don't know
you
that
really what's up?
I don't know that people make a lot doing that.
You can, like, but you're gonna be doing it a lot. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, you're
my
gonna be out
cousin,
driving a lot.
yeah, my cousin used to do it in between jobs. And
Yeah.
he would do it like he would do it almost like it was a 9 to 5. Like he would be out almost all day,
Yeah.
Ubering and stuff like that. But he would be out at select times. Like he would be out from like
Because I'm sure
four
there's
to
like
eight.
busier times.
Yeah, he would be out from like 4 in the morning to 8 in the morning, and then he'd be out from like midnight, or he'd be out till like from like 11 to 3 kind of thing.
Yeah. Like the
But like
people who
yeah,
need rides from bars or going to the airport and shit like that.
the airport, like in the morning and stuff is pretty good if you hang around the airport, stuff like
So
that.
here's let's talk about a fun potential uh 9 to 5 self-employment opportunity.
Okay.
Ghost hunting, paranormal investigation.
Okay.
I would be super down to be a paranormal investigator.
Yeah. I would be too,
Like,
but like,
you basically would have to be making money on like the YouTube situation.
yeah, I was gonna say, how do you get paid doing that, man?
You're
Like,
gonna
just
you
from the
would need
jump.
you'd need to build a fan base. You'd
Yeah.
need to get some YouTube people. I
Yeah.
don't
After
know.
like,
Like one of the I don't know, have you ever watched Hellier? It's on YouTube
mm,
and I think it's on Amazon Prime. They like it's a couple and they get into this paranormal investigation thing. Like I think they've done well and made a lot on the series Hellier that they did. But
okay.
like their thing was they like ran a traveling museum of weird and occult objects and stuff.
Okay.
Right. So they still had an alternative sort of business venture to
Yeah.
be paranormal, but a cool, fun one.
Hmm.
So, there's fun shit out there that you could do. I
Yeah.
would do I
Well,
would
like,
I would do something like that, like stuff involving weirdness.
yeah. Have you seen the Netflix series that does that for like it's like 28 days they get like put in a haunted structure or something like that, these
Huh.
people. It's pretty fucking like it's pretty like ooh dramatic kind of like
Yeah,
ghost
yeah,
hunting.
yeah.
But it's pretty fucking yeah, like I laugh my ass off a lot, a lot. Like it's
But I'm
supposed to be
saying
like serious. Like
you
this
could
guy's
you
like
could go
down like
either
this.
way. Yeah, you
Yeah.
could.
This guy's like down on his knees and he's being possessed by a demon and the
Oh
shit he's
God.
saying it's fucking hilarious.
That's what I'm saying. Like you could go either way with it.
Yeah.
You could be super serious or you could be funny about it.
Oh,
Like
they're as serious as a heart attack. It just comes off as just fucking
is it like
stupid.
hokey as hell, I
Yeah,
know. So
you
like
pull like a guy, like a fat preacher dude holding a cross in a corner. Get back, David! Like that
yeah,
kind
see,
of
like
shit.
I think the focus on like the Christian version of all of it, like demons and possession and
Yeah.
stuff. I'm like, that's so limited and boring. I want to go look for stuff that has to do with aliens and Bigfoots and all the
Mhm.
craziness. Like that
Well,
I need more variety.
well, Bigfoot. I don't know. To be honest,
Would you go
I think
Bigfoot? Okay, listen. For
would I go Bigfoot hunting? Yes, but here's my take on Bigfoot hunting.
what?
It doesn't matter if you've been doing it for 10 minutes or 10 years. If you tell anyone you're a Bigfoot hunter, you're a
You're a
fucking
crazy
kook.
person. I know. But that's what I'm
But it's
saying.
like,
If I can make money being a crazy person, I'm down.
yeah. But I mean, like,
Listen,
it's
that
just,
could be another YouTube that we do. Like, so we could do a ghost hunting. I still think we need to do a taste testing of caviars
we can do that for sure.
because I think that would be fun shit.
Yeah.
See, I think we need to get some YouTube fun that we can add in to our
Yeah.
repertoire of content creation because I
Yeah.
think it would be fun.
Yeah.
Where would we go
Um,
Bigfoot hunting?
that's the thing. It's like everyone that ever goes Bigfoot hunting, it's usually in the Pacific Northwest, usually.
I think I think it would be fun if we did like because there's I think Sika Hollow Park. It's like a state park in Aberdeen or near
Okay.
Aberdeen that is supposedly haunted, and also people have supposedly seen Bigfoots. So we could do our own like local. We could
For
go
sure.
to the Black Hills, and we wouldn't even have to be looking for Bigfoot. We could just be looking for like any
Mhm.
weird, like skinwalker type creatures or whatever.
Yeah. Well, there's
Look
supposedly,
for UFOs.
yeah, there's supposedly. Have you ever heard of Blue Stem Amphitheater in Moorhead? It's where they
I
have
don't think so.
concerts outdoors in Moorhead.
Okay.
But like, there's also like buildings that you can have like wedding receptions in. Like one of my buddies had a wedding reception there.
Okay.
But those grounds, I guess, are supposedly haunted.
Like super haunted. Let's fucking go ghost
Haunted by
hunting
like
there.
they're supposedly haunted by a woman.
Like a
Like
woman in white or like a screaming woman.
that I don't really know. It's just like it's haunted by an apparition that you can tell what it is, more or less. You know what
Like
I
that
mean?
it's
Like
a woman.
that it looks like people just say it looks like people have said that it looks like there's a woman walking the grounds.
I like it. Let's
like
go
in a
check
dress.
it.
You know what I
Let's
mean?
go check it out. That's that's a pretty
there's shit
common
like that.
the woman in white trope of fuck yeah, let's go check it out.
Mhm.
That would be super fun. Let's do a YouTube of not in the wintertime, obviously. Let's, this is now is not the time in the Dakotas to be going outside doing this.
I don't know how that would work at the Blue Stem either. I don't know if it is a place that we could just pull up and do it, or if it's a place
if we called them and got permission to just be on the grounds, and we could have maybe a camper or something.
Well, I think we should just drive there and then take your Zoom recorder out and just sit down and just do a podcast.
And just see if we hear anything or notice anything. No, listen though. I want to do the serious stuff, get all the weird tools, because they do the spirit box.
Yeah, I get that.
And get have you seen? I think we talked about that last time. There's the Ovulus. It's this thing that uses changes in electromagnetics to create phonetic sounds, and it's got a dictionary mode where it'll say words.
Yeah.
I want some cool shit like that because and we could sit there and are there ghosts that want to come play? Are there aliens that want to talk to us? Yeah. Anybody? We're welcoming all the strange weirdness. Mm-hmm. Come talk to us.
But I think the fun aspect would be for that Zoom recorder and just sit down and have a podcast, is we could do probably an hour or 2 hour podcast, and we wouldn't know if there's something on it until
you check it. That's what I'm saying. If you had you could set up you record on the computer or something, but then set up that Zoom thing somewhere nearby just to see if it catches any strange noises while we're doing our thing, EVP. Get the EVP.
Yeah, the EVP,
Yeah.
Well, there's
I'm saying we need to do some of this shit because you know what? Even if it doesn't make us money, I just think it'd be fun as hell.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about haunted stuff around my hometown and stuff. There's old creepy shit, but I don't know if it's haunted. You know what I mean?
we could go there and find out. Yeah. I think it would be cool to go to I do think it'd be cool to go check out the Badlands. If you found a place in Deadwood or something that's, there's probably so many places in Deadwood that are haunted. I think there's a hotel. I think there's a hotel out there that's supposed to be haunted. We could just go stay at a hotel for a weekend and record the podcast and just
there's a hotel.
And just see. Just see. We'll have your little EVP meter out or whatever.
Yeah. There's a hotel in Sauk Center, Minnesota. That was on one of those paranormal shows that's supposedly super haunted.
Really? Where the hell is that? Sauk Center? Where's that?
Sauk Center, Minnesota. It's basically
how far away?
Type it up on your computer.
That's why I'm wondering. How far away is it?
It's probably an hour and a half away from me. So it'd be quite a ways away from you.
Sauk Center?
Sauk Center, Minnesota.
S-A-U-K.
S-A-U-K, yeah.
Sauk Centre. They spell it fancy.
Yeah.
Centre. Sauk. It's Sauk Center. Okay.
How far is it?
I'm trying to. The population was 4,555 at the 2020 census.
Okay.
Not a huge. It looks very pretty. There's a lovely picture of a dock in the middle of a pond that looks beautiful. Mm-hmm. How far away? Let me see. Here,
there's a hotel. There's a hotel there that is supposedly.
Oh, it's
haunted.
not even that far away from Alexandria. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, it's around that area.
How do I do directions? We'll go from Fargo. How far is it away from you?
Probably an hour and a half.
Oh, so it's 2 hours. 57 minutes. That's not too bad though, but from here.
No.
Let me see.
But I mean, you can still stay at that hotel.
And it's only 3 hours, 20 minutes from me. But that's what I'm saying. If we got If we
But look up the
got
hotel I'm talking about also. Like,
what's it? What do you hold on?
I don't know the name. Just type in haunted hotel in
Sauk
Sauk Center.
Center. Haunted hotel. Palmer House Hotel
Palmer
and
House.
Restaurant. And
Yep.
restaurant. Well, that's even better.
Yep.
Fuck
But
yeah.
apparently there was a lot of people that like would live in the basement or something like that, or like that would hide. Or there was something that went on that there was a fire there. It was all
Okay.
renovated, and there was a fire that I guess killed a bunch of people in that building.
Jesus.
And then they renovated it, and I guess it's super haunted now.
Dude, I love it. I think it was on Ghost Adventures from the Travel Channel. That one's so fucking hokey lame, but hey, that's cool.
Well, yeah, but
Dude, no, like it'd be cool. Like if we would go and get 2 hotel rooms, right? We'd each get a room, and we could do like we could record like a couple podcast episodes, just chilling, trying to talk to like whoever's here. If you want to interact with us, what's up? We're chill.
Yeah.
We're not going to be like those Ghost Adventures assholes screaming at you and yelling at you. We will sit there and be very chill with you and like, but and we could go to the restaurant. And we could have like, we could do like a podcast episode where we just like go online and read people's fucking weird experiences they've had in the hotel and talk about like the history of the hotel.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, there's like
a on-site, like podcast on-site.
Well,
like
that's what I mean. Like just do a podcast in like a supposedly haunted place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like that would be cool. Like if we just like took a weekend and like, we're going to stay one night here. We're going to talk. Fuck yeah, man. Let's figure out time to do that because that sounds bitchin'. Again, I don't want to drive in the blizzardy time in the winter in fucking Minnesota.
Yeah, I hear you.
But let's put that on the list of to-dos. Like we could also totally go. I can't remember what hotel it is, but I think it's in Deadwood. We could totally go stay there too. This is just turned into a podcast about us talking about things that we want to do.
Pretty much.
Whatever, it's our podcast. We do what we want.
I mean, I've discussed, like, I brought that up.
I'm going to keep
do
a
an
list.
abandoned house. You know what I mean?
Podcast on location, we're going to call it. Podcast on location, and I'm going to keep a list of places where we need to go. So we need to go to Sika Hollow Park to find Bigfoot.
Okay.
And we need to go to Sauk Center to meet some ghosties. And they have a restaurant right there in the hotel. I bet it's a pretty good restaurant.
I was gonna say, I don't know how active it is as far as the restaurant and stuff like that, or like I don't, but like it seemed like it was. Yeah, it seemed like I don't know. It was still an operating hotel. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying. We could just sit there in the restaurant for a couple hours too.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah.
I love it. Maybe they would let us like hang out in the restaurant like after hours, like ghost hunt in the dark and see if we see any weirdness in the, Yeah, I
don't know. Like it was kind of a weird procedure they would do at night. Like the hotel, I don't think there would be anyone there with you.
But that's okay because then the ghosties would want to come out and play.
Well, I get that, but I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty sure. I think they like locked up the front door and all that shit. And like to get out, you'd have to almost use like a fire exit.
Oh well,
it was a weird thing. Like when I watched it, I couldn't remember how they did it, but
are you concerned that we would be attacked by dynamic forces? That's what I said.
No.
We'd have to run and we wouldn't be able to get out.
No. I'm just pointing that out. That like that episode that I watched, there was some kind of weird like close up kind of thing. There was a point where somebody left and went home, and you were there by yourself. You know what I mean?
I think that would be fun. Do I have access to the leftovers from the restaurant in their fridge? Is what I want to know.
I doubt it.
Can I get myself some snacks while I'm ghost hunting? This is important to me.
Yeah. But apparently like on that ghost hunter episode, they found like apparently the basement is supposed to be like the most haunted place because that's where everyone died.
That's fucked up, man. We'll have to look that up. I would love to do some more like
Just
talk
watch
about
that episode. Like watch that
like
episode. As bad as the episode is, it gives you a lot of backstory to it. Like
no,
a
but
lot.
like I think that would be fun to like go there and like do an episode where you basically do like a history review, like talk about the building
Yeah.
and the hauntings and stuff, and then see
Yeah.
if maybe you catch anything. You leave the
Yeah, for sure.
recorder on in the hotel rooms for
Mhm.
while you go sit down at the restaurant and snack and drink and enjoy yourself, right?
Yeah.
I think that would be pretty bitchin'.
Yeah. We'll figure it out, see what we can do.
I think it'd be cool. We're gonna find some
Yeah.
places, yo. I think what was I gonna say? Oh, I can't remember. Oh, here's some other stuff I wrote down because I was looking up stuff like, you know, how there's 1.5 million blogs that have lists of alternatives to 9 to 5 that all look like they suck.
Okay.
Like you could be a blogger. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
so like, you know, like they have those things. Dog walking and pet sitting, which I thought
Yeah.
could be fun, but I'd have to always
I,
take my dogs, and my dogs don't get along all the time with everybody.
I actually almost took I applied for a job at like a kennel just to fucking.
But you know, that's what I'm saying. Like that might not be so bad if you were like a freelance pet sitter person.
Yeah. There's also a when I was looking for a job, there was a place that was taking applications. I didn't apply to it because it was just like, they didn't pay me enough to do this. It was called the Dog Poo Crew.
Oh, you go clean up dog shit.
Your profession is to just go rake up dog shit all day.
I mean, again, you have to want to do the manual labor stuff to want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, thank you.
Well, it's like you go to people's houses and just go in their yard and just fucking rake it all up in a big shovel.
The other thing that they had, like one of the things that was on there was like in-home care for
like elderly.
Yeah. And I'm like, but you gotta get certifications and shit for that. And like I'm not trying to be around somebody who might fall down and die because I am not I'm a bit of a klutz myself. I don't know how much help I'm gonna be.
It's a lot of responsibility for sure.
Yeah, so like that kind of thing, I don't think so.
I couldn't do it. No fucking way.
No, I couldn't do it either. I worked in a nursing home when I was in high school. And that was, you know, it is glorified babysitting to some degree. So it wasn't necessarily my favorite. But then the people that you actually like, you know, they die. It kind of sucks.
Yep.
So, like, it gets a little depressing.
In my hometown, there's tons of people that become like CNAs at the nursing home, which I get it because there's not a lot of fucking opportunity there. You know what I mean? It's
right. No, yeah.
Or you could be a lifeguard at the pool for dog dick money. You know what I mean? Like
that's what I'm saying. Shit. Like everybody in a small town ought to have a fucking OnlyFans. Like just to make some extra cash.
Listen, if there's I don't know, there's something that they could probably do on OnlyFans, I guess, but I don't know what it would be. Somebody's got a
I'm just saying though,
or something.
A Wrangler, there could be. There's probably somebody out there. There's always somebody out there who's got a fetish for whatever.
Well, I guess they got cowboy fetishes. So, I mean, but I don't think these aren't the cowboys that you want with the chiseled chest. Everyone that's what I love about people that love cowboys. That ain't the cowboy you're gonna get.
I know the cowboys are not Matthew McConaughey.
You're gonna get a guy with a pinner mustache and a mullet and got a big fucking beer gut. That's a guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It isn't, yeah. But I'm saying that's another reason people need to be doing the internet non 9 to 5 stuff, because sometimes you live in a place where there's just not a lot of opportunity otherwise.
Yeah, that's true.
And I get that. Well, anyway, so
but like if I did an OnlyFans, I would just take pictures of my penis, and then it would be like in the front of the camera, and then it would be like outside of my window as a background. You know what I mean? Like making toast.
No, listen,
like being out in the kitchen and making toast, and then just have a picture of my wiener in front of a toaster.
You could turn it into like a Where's Waldo situation.
Kinda.
Like where is this location at? It might be a little like if you tried to, I don't know. It could be dangerous if you tried to go to like different public places and do it real quick. You could get in trouble. But like it would be funny to have like you could, you know what you could do? It's just like you could just Photoshop it and just put it like where, and it'd be like a Where's Waldo, and like where's it at? Find it.
It's true. It's true. Or I could get really creative and maybe put it in a hot dog bun or something, you know.
There's probably people who have weird food fetish something or others that would love that. There's probably people that would be
have some macaroni and cheese over here, some potato chips, you know.
See, you'd have the whole foodie setup. Foodie photo setup.
Good.
Somebody out there in the world wants to see that. That's,
I'm sure.
Like that for real though. Whatever it is you could come up with that weird fucking shit for OnlyFans, there's somebody out there in the world who's gonna pay to look at it.
Well, like I told you, there's some shit that people do on OnlyFans that makes them hundreds of thousands of dollars. That, like I said, that chick that sells her pee to just creepy fucking dudes.
I'm saying,
but you know what? She made $100,000 doing it last year, so who won?
But yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like that hashtag winning. Fuck yeah, good for her.
Yeah, I mean,
like whatever you want to do, there is somebody who's willing.
Oh yeah. Well, there's like if you're a young woman, there's always a creepy old dude with a pension. Just remember that.
Like it's like, you know, OnlyFans to some degree. Yeah, it's kind of like just having a pocket full of digital sugar daddies.
Pretty much.
Basically. And if that's the case, I say, God bless you. Get that money however you have to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and as far as the old dudes, whatever. You were
money, shit. Yeah, if you got the money, yeah, that's right. Go ahead.
Yeah. I don't judge.
You're the reason that alternative to 9 to 5 exists, and bless you for that.
Yep. I mean, I don't judge unless it's like a really fucking weird, because there's some OnlyFans stuff that like is super weird.
My thing is, as long as everyone is consenting, as long as no one's being injured, you know, like as long as everybody is in agreement to it, like fuck it. I might not be interested in it, but it is fine.
But I told you that that website that it was on Reddit. You know what Reddit is? Yeah. It was on Reddit one day, and Jason found it on Reddit. Because he goes on Reddit all the fucking time, and he shows me shit. Just looking for the weirdness.
Okay,
pretty much. And there was I told you about that chick that was selling booty pops and pooty pops.
Yeah.
Remember? And then she would sell. You
said she made cookies that she put her
cookies. Yeah, with her shit. And there was people that were forking out fucking money and a delivery address. For like this, like and you know what? She made so much money.
No, but I'm saying, good for her. I don't have. I couldn't do it. It would be too gross for me to do it. But that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're willing to do it, there's people out there who pay money for it.
But you got to consider it was as simple as this. She unwrapped a sucker and put it up her butt.
I know.
Up her pussy, and then put it in a Ziploc bag.
And then there you go, sold it.
And probably made $300.
Like, holy shit. That beats the hell out of digging a ditch. I mean, come on.
But I mean, if you're willing, it's all what you're willing to do. There's always fucking a creep that will pay for it.
Oh my god! As long as it's not a creep that turns into a murderer, that's the only. And that's the nice thing about the OnlyFans again is that it's digital, so you don't have to meet them in person and potentially be murdered.
That's true.
You can just send shit to them. That's weird.
Yeah.
And fuck it.
Well, speaking of Craig, like when we were talking in the beginning of it, speaking of Craigslist, remember when people were just going on a tear murdering Craigslist prostitutes?
I don't know. Was that because there was like a Craigslist killer? Wasn't there? Yeah.
Well, there was a Craigslist killer. Yeah. He would call prostitutes to his hotel room and then like bind them and like all that stuff and then rob them usually. but then he
That's so
started killing them.
Well, because it always escalates when it's that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, because the fucked up serial killers of the world, whatever, if you go back and look at like some of the cases of serial killers, like that's what they go for the sex workers, because sex workers like don't get like them getting murdered does not get investigated like other people. So they can, there's a higher chance of them getting away with it. That's what I'm saying, man. The OnlyFans is the better option because serial killers be targeting sex workers, man.
Yeah. Unless fucking somebody that happens to know where you live sees you and then outs you in a way. You know what I mean? I'm sure that's happened.
Yeah, that's why you gotta, like, if you're gonna be shipping the weird shit, you gotta have the P.O. box situation going on for safety.
Yeah.
For real. Well, anyway, so that's some wonderful 9 to 5 alternative ideas from Jonny and Haleigh. We hope that it's inspired you to quit your job and be a sex worker, or maybe not, whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of up to you.
It's all up to you, but we hope we've offered you at least some entertaining ideas that you could consider.
For sure.
If you are unhappy in your current work, there's always something else available.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, cool.
Because I've been Haleigh.
And I've been Jonny.
And this has been
Jonny
Haleigh. Day of
Fun.
And check us out, Jonny Haleigh Day of Fun on TikTok and Instagrams, and do our Patreon up. And, you could support our trips to haunted locations where we could podcast.
True that.
Bitty boop. Thanks, y'all.
Later.